Mass to watch the indomitable style of LeBron James, the reigning MVP in the NBA, who a couple of nights ago, with a virtuoso 35-point performance, and everybody knows that when he gets it rolling, LeBron dances to his own beat. And inside the Rose Garden, another customary sellout crowd on hand of over 20,000 to watch the Blazers take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones, along with Doris Burke. Heather Cox courtside joining us in just a few moments. Doris, the Cavaliers have won 13 of their last 16 games after a rather shaky start. They're doing it with the help of LeBron.
Well, it's always curious to see which LeBron will show up and which is the most scary for the opposition. Is it the LeBron that dominates with his scoring? He's third in the league in points per game. The guy who gets his teammates involved, he's seventh in the league in assists, or the guy who does a little bit of both? For the Portland Trail Blazers, they're most familiar with the guy who does a little bit of everything.
In what's been a very turbulent year, meanwhile, for the Portland Trail Blazers, the one constant variable they've had to count on has been Brandon Roy, the two-time All-Star.
Yeah, Mark, I'm not sure what's more impressive, his willingness and ability to carry the load in the face of all the injuries, or the efficiency with which he has done it. Against the Lakers, he goes for 32 points on just 11 shots. He had 6 boards and 5 assists for good measure without a turnover. Really impressive stuff.
He's the guy that does the heavy lifting for the Blazers. Shaquille O'Neal trying to stay on the court and out of foul trouble, which has been the bane of his existence of late, as the Blazers looking to snap that 5-game losing streak against the Cavaliers.
It would be whack. I turn on the TV and hear breakfast is back. So I change up my venue. What can I get into? McDonald's got a new dollar menu. Breakfast. Skipping breakfast is not my MO. When I could eat a sausage burrito, biscuit McMuffin to get down with a coffee, a hash brown. Now I rhymes on the double, cause nobody does breakfast like McDonald's.
Make your morning sing with the new dollar menu at breakfast.
At Quicken Loans, we're making it easier for you to get a home loan.
We've got a way for you to check the status of your loan online, securely, anytime, anywhere.
Our e-signature technology makes it really easy for you to sign your documents from your home.
We've helped over 750,000 families refinance or purchase their home.
It's how we've done things at Quicken Loans for 25 years now.
It's why Quicken Loans is one of America's largest mortgage lenders.
And that's why I love
being a home loan expert.
Ouch! Tired of getting nicks and cuts from blades that go ooh dull after just a few shaves? Introducing Save-A-Blade, the ingenious razor sharpener that can give you up to 200 perfect shaves from a single blade. Just slide the razor inside, press the button, and in seconds your razor blade is like new again. Save-A-Blade's secret is our patented micro-honing technology. It works. Independent laboratory testing proved that after 200 shaves, But that's not all. You'll also receive our deluxe His and Hers 18-piece grooming kit. That's right, you get the Save-A-Blade razor sharpener and our deluxe 18-piece grooming kit, a $50 value for only $19.99. But wait, call now and get our $5 rebate offer. And get all this for only $14.99.
Call 1-800-305-4001 to order Save-A-Blade for $14.99 plus processing and handling after mail-in rebate. That's 1-800-305-4001.
Hi, I'm Matt Sherman. As a freshman at the University of Kentucky, my English professor said I had to develop my own voice. I'm pretty sure I'm going to ace freshman English.
Tuesday at 7, Ohio State takes on 4th-ranked Purdue, followed by 3rd-ranked Kentucky versus Florida on ESPN.
ESPN Special Edition of the NBA, brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
The City of Roses aglow at night as the Portland Trail Blazers welcome in the Cleveland Cavaliers, the team with the second best record in the Eastern Conference, into the Rose Garden. And tonight, folks hoping to see something special as they did a couple of nights ago in that victory against Los Angeles. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the respective teams, starting with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Williams and Parker in the backcourt, Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, and J.J. Hickson in the frontcourt. Cleveland has used just 3 different starting lineups during the course of the regular season so far. Meanwhile, for Portland, Brandon Roy and Andre Miller in the backcourt. Up front, it's Martell Webster, who's playing very well of late. Marcus Aldridge and the veteran Juwan Howard. Let's go courtside to Heather Cox.
Mark, thank you. As if the Portland Trail Blazers aren't dealing with enough controversy already due to injury. On Thursday, there was a 30-minute argument between Andre Miller and head coach Nate McMillan. Now, I've been told that it stemmed from a loss on Thursday, on Tuesday to Memphis when Miller contradicted McMillan's coaching instructions. And then on Thursday, less than an hour into practice, the conversation turned heated. Miller shouted he's been a pro for 11 years and he felt the team was trying to embarrass him. McMillan later apologized to the team, saying he normally controls these things and this time he didn't. And then Miller dismissed the confrontation by saying to me, quote, "It was normal dialogue between a player and a coach." Now, the Blazers followed the argument with a huge win Friday over the Lakers, and all the players I talked to said the win helped them put the controversy behind them, and they hope it serves as a catalyst to improved communication, guys.
Hey, Heather, it almost seemed to be a little bit of a cathartic situation for the Blazers, who, as you mentioned, came up with that huge win against the defending champs, the Los Angeles Lakers. Portland coming into this game trailing Denver by a half a game in the Northwest Division. Cleveland, meanwhile, coming off a loss a couple of nights ago in Denver. They have the second best record in the Eastern Conference. But Doris, as we mentioned, they've won 5 straight against Portland.
Yeah, and they're 6-2 coming off of losses. So this is a team that rebounds well. And just back to the Andre Miller thing, it hasn't been the smoothest of transitions. But he said, listen, I came into the game, I was unsure of the situation. I gave a directive that was opposite the coach. I shouldn't have done that. But the most important thing that can come out of this is communication. And I think obviously the win helps. It smooths things over. It's amazing how much better things are when you're winning.
Might be the best medicine in all the sports, a W. Nate McMillan, the head coach, in his 5th year for the Portland Trail Blazers. It has been, as you mentioned, a little bit of a struggle finding the right combinations with a litany of injuries since the beginning of the season for Portland. But they continue to find a way. And on back-to-back games, they get the Los Angeles Lakers and now the team that won 66 games a season ago in the regular season and who made it to the conference semifinals in the East last year, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Gotta believe that they're going to go to Shaq early, because the last time they squared off, Chris Billa was still healthy. That's no longer the case.
There's LeBron James backing down Martell Webster and a wide open Mo Williams. A rare miss from downtown for him. He shoots 45% from beyond the arc. Andre Miller back the other way for the Blazers, their first possession of the game. Little 2-man game with Aldridge. Now here's Roy on the wing, 10 on the shot clock for Aldridge. Backing down J.J. Hickson. And LaMarcus Aldridge with the game's first field goal.
There's such a well-rounded offensive game for Aldridge. He can hurt you with a space-up. He can go off the dribble, and there the back-to-the-basket moves. So just improving on a year-by-year basis.
Coming off an 8.8 rebound performance against the Lakers on Friday. Here's Mo Williams. Anthony Parker on the curl. Tried to go glass and a little bit strong. Miller. Webster in transition. Martell Webster had to go halfway down and out. He's been shooting the ball exceptionally well of late, averaging over 19 points a game during the last 5 contests. Williams and Shaq with a little 2-man game, and Williams with a bucket.
Well, I think to your point, there's been a lot of contributions for what has been an extraordinary story. I mean, through the same time last year, the Blazers' record is exactly the same. Amazing they've been able to win games with so many injuries.
And Andre Miller just kind of waltzes his way to the bucket that time, Doris.
Yeah, a little bit surprising. I mean, the Cavs are the best team in the league at taking away points per game in the paint. Dribble drive by Miller, effective.
Here's Martell Webster guarding LeBron James. LeBron goes left. And what about Martell Webster? He gets Kobe Bryant,
yes,
last year's MVP, and the reigning MVP, LeBron James, as a defensive assignment in consecutive games. Here's Brandon Roy at the elbow.
You think he should get a bonus? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, definitely.
It's worthy of it.
Not sure he volunteered, but he might be the best man for the job. Aldridge steps out. Rebound LeBron James, who might be making a little bit of a fashion statement tonight, Doris. Inside to Shaq, who's fouled. LeBron James with a fashion statement. He's wearing one orange and one blue kick tonight. New model of Nikes? I don't know. The kids will be doing it soon, though. I know that much. Fouls against Juwan Howard. Well, LeBron can wear anything he wants the way that he plays. Shaq at the free throw line. Shooting 52% from the foul line this year. Shaquille O'Neal averaging 11 and 7 on the season. His numbers at a career low right now, but Mike Brown not really that concerned, Doris, because he's looking down the road a little bit, not giving away the regular season, but he says this team is built for the playoffs. Yeah, and it's interesting because, you know, I wonder where he was with his rotations and what areas he had to improve on. He said, that's one thing, where I am in terms of my comfort level. Roy a little bit off the mark. James with the rebound for the Cavaliers. James pushing a little tempo and gets the runner to go in the lane. Good luck game planning for that. 6'8", 250 coming right at you. Lobbed up top and batted away nicely by J.J. Hickson. And here's the locomotive in transition. James in a rush. Yeah, I mean, you've got to prohibit that a little bit sooner, because if he gets ahead of steam up, who's going to step in there and take a charge? Nobody in their right mind, that's for sure. That would be a bad career decision if you're thinking about longevity. LeBron already with a quick 7 points in the game. Brandon Roy fouled and one. LeBron James can hurt you in a lot of ways. He is a gifted and willing passer, but right now he's hurting them in transition. Just blazing speed at his size with that frame. When he gets ahead of steam up, forget about it. But the guy who's been so efficient and spectacular, Brandon Roy, just the ability to take contact and still finish. And Brandon Roy averaging a career high 23.2 points per game. And you talk about the picture of efficiency, Doris. He had 32 points against the Lakers on Friday night in that win. He was guarded by Kobe most of the time, an all-NBA, all-defensive team member, and he was 9 of 11 from the field. Yeah, I don't think outside of people who are huge NBA fans, they understand how good this guy is. Doesn't get any love in the All-Star voting, but he'll get some love from the coaches. Shaq working against LaMarcus Aldridge. They reposted to the Diesel, and there was a foul against LaMarcus Aldridge. You mentioned it, Doris. Bigs and the depth at the big man position of concern for Portland. Yeah, I mean, obviously Odin being out is the first guy who takes Shaq, and then Prisbilla, who did a decent job on them the first time they matched up. Now you're looking at two guys in Howard and Aldridge whose frames don't necessarily bode well to go against this guy. O'Neal down low, backing in Juwan Howard, back out to Mo Williams. And Williams connects on another long ball. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be effective until they prove that they can handle both. Either double Shaq and then come off as you did there to dig down and then give up to three, or decide to let Shaq go one-on-one. It'll be interesting to watch. Here's Webster trying to make LeBron work at the defensive end, and Cleveland comes up with a turnover. Williams in transition and gets the layup to go. It's 14-6 for Cleveland. Cavaliers in the midst of a 12-2 run. And Nate McMillan wants to talk things over for the Blazers. And we're going to take a quick timeout. Come right back to the City of Roses right after this.
During National Football Month, Papa John's wants you to watch the season's best games with a better pizza.
Papa's in the house.
Y'all watching the game? Good. Come on,
wait. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas for just $16.99 during National Football Month. Made with fresh dough, all-natural sauce, and 100% real cheese.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
It's going to be a pretty good pass. Yeah, boy. All right, we're home.
Get the Hurt Locker Tuesday. The New York Times calls it adrenaline-soaked. And Time Magazine says it's a near-perfect war movie. The Hurt Locker. Get it on DVD, Blu-ray, and on demand Tuesday.
It's amazing how a simple switch can make life a whole lot better. Try this. Like switching to Esurance. With our Switch and Save discount, just switch from your current car insurance carrier and you'll automatically get a discount.
Thanks, lady.
Esurance is the only insurance company that offers the Switch and Save discount. And that's on top of all the other great Esurance discounts. Once you shop at Esurance, we think you'll find that switching is a good thing. The Switch and Save discount only from Esurance. Click or call today.
Katie Car Washes and the Department of Transportation agree. Now's not the time to stop washing your car. Why? Because the magnesium chloride, de-icing and anti-icing liquid laid down on winter roads can corrode metal and wiring on your vehicle. Not to mention the oil, brake dust, and other damaging elements thrown onto your car's surface during winter driving. The answer, immediate and frequent washing. That's why we're here. Rain, snow, or shine. Katie Car Washes, for all that your car goes through.
It's returning to Portland with a vengeance, bigger and more powerful than ever. It's the 50th Annual Portland Boat Show, January 13th through the 17th at the Expo Center. All new for 2010, and boats are just the beginning. See the first annual Oregon Outdoor Experience display. Get your boating and fishing licenses from the Oregon State Marine Board and the Department of Fish and Wildlife. Plan your next trip with maps and information from Travel Oregon and Oregon Parks and Rec. Consider yourself warned. You won't want to go back in the water without us.
Cavaliers leading the Blazers. Doris Burke, we were wondering which LeBron was going to show up tonight. Which one do you think it is?
Well, it looks like the guy who wants to get 50 and is more than capable. And if you don't, get him stopped and push up a little bit in transition, you're going to be hurting. And Nate was talking about this. They haven't even started to post this guy up yet as a feature in their offense. But this is where you've got to push up. Because if the guy gets out in transition in the open floor, I mean, what are you going to do with that? 6'8", 250, yes. Step aside, play some Matador, you're going to get hurt.
Yeah, we had an interesting discussion with Nate McMillan and Mike Brown, the head coach of the Cavaliers, before the game. They both felt that LeBron James, and this is a scary quote, hasn't even maxed out on his talent yet, and he just turned 25 a couple of weeks ago.
Well, what does he have? He has great work ethic. He's been blessed with terrific athleticism, but his desire, and I think maybe the most impressive part of his game has to do with his mind, his ability to think and understand it.
Marcus Aldridge out of the timeout, and he stops the hemorrhaging temporarily. Portland down by 6. Cavaliers have defeated the Blazers in 5 consecutive games head-to-head. Go down low to Shaq. Shaq cross court. It was intended for Hickson. Parker ended up with it, and Shaq tipped that off the rebound to J.J. Hickson for the slam.
Unfortunately, once you give up that offensive rebound, everybody's scrambling for position. But that time, you could see what the Portland Trailblazers have done with some effectiveness. Switch up their defense. They went with a quick double on Shaq and forced him to give it up.
There's Martell Webster from downtown. LeBron on the quick outlet, a little bit strong from Mo Williams.
And by success, I don't mean tonight. Because the Portland Trailblazers are so undermanned, you wonder, how do they win games? Well, Aldridge and Roy are doing a great job. You've got great contributions from Webster, but you've also had to mix things defensively. Keep your opponents off balance.
Juwan Howard is filled in admirably, and there's a foul on the rebound attempt by Martell Webster. The foul going to go against LeBron James. That's his first personal foul. Well, here's a look at your NBA TV menu this week, and a good one coming up. Atlanta at Boston, meeting again on NBA TV on Monday. Coverage begins at 7. Then on TNT Thursday, Chicago at Boston, followed by Cleveland at Utah. Then Friday night on ESPN, Phoenix at Atlanta, and Orlando is going to be here in the City of Roses taking on the Blazers.
See, now I'd love to be present for Atlanta-Boston because the Hawks now 2-0 against the Celtics. Went up in November to Boston, beat them, then got them at home recently. That will be a heck of a game.
Everybody remembers that 7-game playoff series the two tied up in a couple of years ago. After the free throws, Portland down by 6. Hickson over to James. LeBron with a mismatch against Juwan Howard. LeBron gets to the rim for the layup.
Yeah, you see, now what's going on is Aldridge is getting a little bit of assistance from Howard. They're trying to shade Shaq and maybe prohibit the entry pass, but then on the switch, they get the mismatch they want. I'm not sure it matters who's guarding LeBron.
It's a little redundant when you say LeBron with a mismatch, right? Here's Brandon Roy guarded by Parker with 9 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Miller on the baseline. Tipped up a couple of times, and O'Neal comes down with it. Quick outlet to LeBron. And he's going to get called for the carrying violation.
Boy, if you're the Blazers, as LeBron a little bit frustrated, I think it's the right call. How'd you like to be staring down at this? Juwan Howard, backpedal, backpedal. Easy deuce.
Yeah. LeBron James averaging almost 29 points a game coming into this one tonight. Miller out top to Roy. Double team Roy. Webster out top with 9 on the shot clock. Martell Webster driving it in. 3 on the shot clock for Roy. Got it. Brandon Roy's game continues to round out.
I just like the pace. He plays with such great pace. He's efficient with his movements. He's efficient with his shots.
There's Mo Williams driving inside, and Roy comes up with a steal up to Webster. And Webster gets the layup to go. Lead is down to 3.
Now, this is a place that's been special in its support of this franchise, and if you allow them to get involved, they can really help you.
Hickson inside with a nice spin move and gets it to fall. J.J. Hickson, Doris, had a lot of success early in the year, but then he made the mistake of getting on the opposition scouting report, didn't he?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, you can see by that move why.
Roy rising up, rebounded by Shaq. Here's James in transition. Boy, LeBron has some malicious intent tonight, Doris Burke, driving to the basket.
Push up and then maybe come with a second defender, because if you don't make him give it up out there and he's crossing half court at full speed.
LeBron James, a quick start with 10 points. Aldridge, and he's going to be fouled by J.J. Hickson. Jeff Pendergast and Anderson Varejao checking into the ball game. But one more look at LeBron.
Well, what he does is he just gets you going on your heels. How many times have we seen white jerseys backpedaling and in a position of weakness because he's coming barreling down at your chest?
LeBron was the voice of reason in the wake of that loss against Denver a couple nights ago, saying it's just one loss. Nice block by Hickson inside. Said, hey, you know what? Coming into this game, we're 28-10. We're still a pretty good team. No need to panic.
Yeah. You know, and I asked Mike Brown, because I was uncertain as a head coach in the league, when do you need to have your rotations and who you're going to at what point down? He's like, I learned from Pop by the end of the All-Star game, as you're coming out of that, you better start understanding what you're trying to refine and sharpen.
When you say Pop, of course, that's Greg Popovich. Mike Brown with roots with the San Antonio Spurs. Cleveland has hit 10 of its last 11 shots from the field. A quick start for the Cavaliers. Parker into Varejao. Anthony Parker lost control in a turnover. Portland with numbers. Aldridge.
Pretty fine. You get the sense it's just a matter of time for Andre Miller. He's been too good for too long not to fit in here.
Well, I was speaking with longtime Blazer Jerome Kersey last night. He said that the Rose Garden and the Blazer Nation is starting to make it feel like Rip City once again. If Brandon Roy can keep doing this, Doris Burke, it's going to be real, real loud here tonight. LeBron has other thoughts.
It's the dawning of a new day for American business, and it's all because of you.
Look him in the eyes, smile.
Your ideas, your energy, and your dreams are the most precious resources we have. And OfficeMax is here to help you realize those dreams.
2010 is going to be our best year ever, and here's why.
OfficeMax. Work with us.
7 out of 10 men prefer Degree fragrances over a leading Old Spice fragrance. Degree men's deodorant. Mind-blowing fragrances.
At Pizza Hut, we've got a deal for you. Choose any pizza, any size, any crust, and any toppings, and pay just $10. You want a large meat lover's pizza? $10. Maybe you're more of a large pan supreme kind of person. $10. Thinking of a combination of your own? That's $10 too. That's any pizza, any size, any crust, and any toppings for just $10. All your favorites, now just $10. Only at Pizza Hut.
Need contact lenses? 1-800-CONTACTS makes it simple. Give us your prescription. It's on your box. We verify, then deliver right to your home. Call or log on. 1-800-CONTACTS. We deliver, you save.
It gives you a chance to become the ultimate fan. It's the only place you'll find exclusive NBA gear. It's where you can actually put yourself in their shoes. It's the place where you can find your favorite player's jersey. It is the key to everything an NBA fan needs. It's one store, every team.
Kevin Connors here with your Sports Center right now. 24 first quarter points powered the Ravens past the Patriots today, 33-14. Baltimore heads to Indy next week. And Carlos Dansby scooped up an Aaron Rodgers fumble, brought it to the house. Arizona beat the Packers 51-45, highest scoring NFL playoff game. And Celtics coach Doc Rivers called Rajon Rondo his team's, quote, energy beacon. Rondo had a triple-double Sunday and a win over the Raptors. Next quarter, SportsCenter comes your way after the game, and you can always stay current with ESPN News.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. 22-19, and inside the Portland huddle, head coach Nate McMillan game planning against LeBron.
LeBron is just putting his head down and going. All right, our weak side and our bigs, okay, if there's a breakdown, we got to step over there, take a charge, we got to block some shots.
Now, Doris, you know that they all looked at Coach McMillan and said, Coach, have you seen our injured list?
Yes.
Are you serious about that?
He's basically saying you have to check your sanity at the door and be willing to step in on that guy.
Here's Parker. LeBron guarded by Brandon Roy. Nice matchup here, head-to-head. 8 on the shot clock. Delonte West, who's checked into the game with a pull-up. Ilgauskas fighting for it with Aldridge out of bounds. And it's Cavalier basketball. So Julius Ilgauskas also checking into the game for Cleveland during that last timeout for Shaq.
16 of the Cavs' first 22 points have all come in the paint. And it's not traditional post-ups by our guy Shaq. It's all dribble drives by LeBron.
Here's James out top. Little pick and pop with Big Z. Ilgauskas off the mark. Chance to cut the lead to 1 for the Blazers. Eric Bayless. Pendergraft with a putback.
You want to talk about a nuts and bolts kind of guy. Played his college ball at Arizona State along with Nate's son. So Nate was able to get a pretty good look watching all those game films of his son.
James into the paint, kicks it out to West. He thought about it. 7 on the shot clock for the Cavaliers. James going to go against Pendergraft. Steps through and is fouled on the attempt. So LeBron James will go to the free throw line. And for more on LeBron, here's Heather.
Well, you've seen the way he's come out 5 of 6 from the field. The reason, he admitted he's a little extra motivated tonight, saying, I'm grumpy. He's had 48 hours to mull the loss on Friday to Denver. He was a scoring threat in that game, but he said, I'm so frustrated. I tied my career high with 8 turnovers, and I am flat out mad. Guys, mad and motivated could be a scary combination tonight.
LeBron is lethal on most average nights for him. And, you mentioned the Denver game, Doris. LeBron said he was upset, as Heather noted, about the turnovers. He's averaging a career-high 3.3 turnovers per game. What do you make of that number?
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I was going to say, if there is a weak spot, it's that. And the one thing the Cavs talk about with their offense is if the ball sticks and they're LeBron watching, it's not a good thing. If he's making it too difficult to play, then they're not playing the way they can.
Foul against Anthony Parker. As Jawad Williams will check into the game for the Cavaliers. He comes in for Parker. Well, we can talk all we want about Cleveland's offense, and there have been some transitions that they've had to make with John Kuester, their former offensive coordinator, now the head coach in Detroit. Defensively, though, Doris, this is the #1 field goal percentage defense team in the league.
Well, again, coach's association with Popovich, you build from the defensive end and go out. A nice foul follow there by Aldridge.
Marcus Aldridge with the bucket. And the lead is down to 1 for Cleveland. Aldridge with 8 in the game. James working against Roy. LeBron with a nice ball fake and a nice pass inside to Williams.
Boy, excellent job by Williams, who's now worked his way into the rotation to play off the drive from LeBron.
1:30 to go in the first quarter. Aldridge out top to Bayless. Miller working against West. 6 on the shot clock for Bayless. Aldridge outside, got it.
Nicely done. A really patient possession. The ball moves side to side, multiple touches. Eventually, on the scramble defensively, you're going to get an open shot. That was pretty.
Back to a 1-point game as we approach 1 minute to go in the first quarter. West driving against Bayless. West again, a little 2-man game with Ilgauskas. LeBron with 3 on the shot clock and gets it to fall. LeBron, an improved 3-point shooter this year at right around 35%.
Worked so hard in the offseason with Chris Gent the last couple of years on that perimeter jump shot.
Andre Miller doesn't have the prettiest looking jumper, but it falls, and LeBron has it fallen. He has it working on all cylinders tonight.
Okay. We are thrilled it's LeBron who wants to come out and get 50.
It's the 51. Okay. 32-27. Cleveland with a high-scoring first period. Roy on the drive and the left-hand finish.
That is a big-time move. And see what I mean by efficiency in movement? It was a hard crossover. Get myself to the paint. Nothing added, nothing extra, no chest bumping when it's over. Just flat to play the game. Watch how quickly Brandon Roy gets to the rim. He's sitting out there. He's using the dribble, goes between his legs, and then the hard 2-dribble power up around the adjustment around the rim. It is a pleasure to watch this guy play the game. I'll tell you who reminds me of. He's sort of a quiet pro. Now, who in the Blazers is a quiet pro? Who's directing the whole ship over there? Nate McMillan. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, Brandon Roy actually attended all of Nate McMillan's basketball camps as a 10-year-old when Nate was playing in Seattle.
Now you go back to NC State. Yeah, you go back to NC State. His career at Seattle as player and coach. There is a quiet dignity and a consummate professionalism from Nate McMillan.
LeBron got it at the buzzer. LeBron James with enough candy for the needy tonight. He is on fire right now. He had 20 points in the period.
As Hubie Brown might say, come on, guys, you know how good he is. A little bit closer on the defensive end. I'm not sure there is a defense for this guy.
Air traffic control.
For 20, knowing he's hot, how does that change the way you coach the rest of this game?
You know, we got to keep getting him the ball, but you know, you don't want to go to him 4 straight quarters and it'll wear him out. So other guys going to have to step up. But right now, when he's rolling, we got to go to him. He's going to sit down for a few minutes here. He has 20, but we haven't done a good job keeping him off the glass.
Now, Portland missing a lot of its post presence due to injury. How do you take advantage of that lack in size and depth inside?
Well, we got to make sure that we go into that post, and then when Shaq's on the floor, we give him an opportunity to post up. And if we continue to do that, good things happen because he is not afraid and he's a willing passer on a passer out of the double teams.
Mike, thanks so much.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of wearing LeBron out a little bit, even though Coach Brown seems to disagree. LeBron with a perfect shooting quarter, 8 of 8 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, and 20 points, a couple of assists, and a few rebounds just for the heck of it.
And Mike told Heather that LeBron was going to sit. I don't know whether LeBron had other ideas. I think for our entertainment value, he should stay on for the full 48.
There's Bayless working against LeBron. Varejao stepped in to help and is called for the foul. Jared Bayless coming off the bench for the Blazers. The Blazers, Doris, essentially an 8-man rotation right now.
Yeah, I think that it's extraordinary that their record is as good as it is in the face of what has been a bizarre year in terms of the frequency, the number of injuries. What are they at, 7 or 8 surgeries at this point? A good significant portion of their leading scorers from a year ago are out of the lineup. And I think it's a tribute to Nate and the players and the organization that they didn't blink, and they've never for 1 second given these guys an excuse not to compete and believe they can win games. And that's huge.
Yeah, you look behind that Blazers bench and you see Rudy Fernandez, who had back surgery. You see Nicholas Batum, who had shoulder surgery early in the year. Patty Mills broke his foot during the summer league. It's been a litany of injuries as LeBron is fouled going to the belt to bucket.
Well, so what does Portland do? They go 2-3 zone, and he still finds a way to get to the rim.
Now, to document it, it makes you think about the healthcare reform going on. Look at all this. Batum, who could be back by the end of the month. Fernandez maybe in a week or so. Aldridge had a knee injury. The big one, though, Greg Oden and then Joel Prisbilla, because that's 2 guys. That's 14 feet of center out of the lineup.
Well, and one of the better tandems at the center position. And then you had the Nate McMillan injury to his ruptured Achilles. He steps into practice in an attempt to get them to be able to go 5-on-5.
Yeah. Said he didn't like the way that they were practicing.
Right.
They had won 2 games apiece, and they wanted to call practice, but he said, no, let's go one more. And, well, he ended up in a boot when he suffered that Achilles tendon injury. He says he's got another 2 weeks in that cast, and then he'll be out of it.
At our age, you don't go one more.
No. Interesting dynamic because of the fact that Nate can't stand right now. Assistant coach Monty Williams doing most of the directions on the side. Here's Bayless over O'Neal. Rebounded by LeBron. Inside to Shaq, and he's fouled by Martell Webster. Foul against Martell Webster.
Well, let's see if they go right to Shaq here.
Being guarded by Pendergrass. O'Neal backs him down. And Shaq fouled by Pendergrass. Shaquille O'Neal acquired in an off-season trade by the Cavaliers from the Phoenix Suns. Last year had, Doris, he averaged right around 18 points. Actually had a very productive season offensively. This year, a career low average, 10.6 points per game. What's your take on that?
Well, you haven't heard a peep, first of all, which is huge for the chemistry of the team. And he made it clear from the outset. He said, this is not my time any longer. You know what, Mark? His legacy is secure. And he's got all of the championships you could hope for. Yeah, this is about a guy who's trying to help LeBron get his, and as long as that chemistry stays the same, he cares not about touches. Well, though I think Mike Brown's intention as the year wears on is to make him a more featured part of the offense at selective times, and that'll be an interesting thing as matchups go on.
It's pretty revealing on Christmas Day when they used Shaquille and Zydrunas Ilgauskas as a twin tower type look against the Lakers, and it worked out pretty well for them. Here's Bayless out top to Howard. Steve Blake in the ball game. Webster from 3. Rebounded Varejao. Cavaliers lead by 5. Williams fouled by Martell Webster. And Brandon Royce set to come back into the ball game for the Blazers. For Webster, that's his second personal foul. He'll take a seat. Martell Webster played arguably his best game as a pro against the Lakers a couple of nights ago.
He's been on a tear. I mean, he had a 3-game stretch where he goes for over 20. And again, it's been a lot of different guys increasing their productivity that's allowed their success to continue.
Shaq double team, great pass to Varejao.
Yeah, I think that's what makes him special. I mean, yes, he's a physically imposing guy, but the reality is you run an extra defender at him. This guy is a special passer out of the post.
Jared Bayless throws it away and turns it over. Good news for Portland is that Steve Blake is back today, playing his first game right now, guarding Delonte West. Blake playing his first game in 5 outings. He was out for 4 with the flu. O'Neal fouled by Pendergrass. And Shaq ends up in the front row with hugs and love for everybody. You hold your breath when Shaquille O'Neal comes careening into your lap.
Well, he's going to give a special greeting to Daniel Baldwin right here.
NBA cares. Shaq at the free throw line. Let's look at Baldwin, the actor. You got to read the fine print on those NBA tickets sometimes, you know.
Just
take care of yourself. Watch who's careening into you.
That's right. Shaq said his mom told him he's supposed to, at this point in his career and at this age in his life, with everything he's been fortunate to achieve, he should do something good for somebody every day. You'd think Daniel thinks that was a good thing?
Has always been one of the more comedic types in the league. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Cleveland with a 9-point lead. Howard with a nice show and go. And West comes up with a loose ball. Shaq posting up big inside. They didn't get it to him. Varejao instead with the reverse layup. And Cleveland now it's its biggest lead of the game, Doris.
Yeah, I really like watching that guy play, and I think you're going to get a timeout from Portland here. Varejao is non-stop movement on the defensive end. His feet are constantly moving.
Well, his nicknames include the Big Aristotle, Shaq-Zilla. I guess we got a new one now after that nice pass. It's the Big Passer and the Big Kisser.
Only Dave & Buster's lets you eat and play like this. Hurry in for our Eat and Play combo. $15.99 gets you a $10 game card and a combo-licious entree. Only a deal like that can make a grown man do this. The $15.99 Eat and Play combo. Only at Dave & Buster's.
A yellow book moment is about to happen. Hey.
Hi.
Oh.
This is so nice.
Oh, honey. When you need something on a moment's notice, I have to get something. That's a Yellow Book moment. Go to yellowbook.com to get the information you need. Keep the mask on. The moment you need it, Yellow Book it at yellowbook.com.
The Alabama Crimson Tide are national champions. Celebrate with Sports Illustrated's exclusive championship package. Get the special hardcover commemorative book, capturing the Crimson Tide's fantastic season with SI's unparalleled writing and photography. You'll also receive the official DVD celebrating the Crimson Tide's championship run and BCS victory. Both included with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. Go online at sitvoffer.com or call now. Get 56 issues for only $1.59 an issue. You'll save 68% on the cover price. As a bonus, use your credit card and you'll also get this Crimson Tide Championship football featuring game scores, BCS, and team logo. It was designed exclusively for SI to honor college football's #1 team. Celebrate the championship season. Go to sitvoffer.com or call now to get the commemorative book, the official DVD, and the championship football. This limited championship package is only available from Sports Illustrated. Call or go online now. Roll Tide.
The biggest stage creates the biggest drama. This summer, 31 countries will fall, and one will be crowned champion. Live from South Africa, the 2010 FIFA World Cup on ESPN, coming in June.
Brandon Roy and the Blazers facing their biggest deficit of the game, 11 points right now. Roy and LeBron have a little bit of a mutual admiration society, and here's what Roy had to say about LeBron's various talents.
I think I'd rather see the LeBron that wants to get everybody involved because, you know, when he's coming in and he's focused to really be aggressive to get buckets, I mean, everything he can hurt you with, because once he does get going and he starts scoring, you have to focus so much attention on him. Mo Williams ended up getting off anyway. So hopefully LeBron comes in, the passive one, and maybe trying to get everybody involved so that way we can kind of pick up a rhythm and try to slow him down.
Wish not granted to Mr. Roy. As you see what the King has done tonight, 21 points on 8 for 8 shooting. And Brandon, efficient, but not quite as productive. How about this? The Cavs at different stages tonight. 10 for 11 in one stretch, and now they've hit their last 6. Too easy. They're shooting 76% for the game thus far.
Spearheaded by James's 21 points. Blake from the corner comes up short. Rebounded by LeBron.
Yeah, you wondered how Blake would be. I mean, he's missed the last several games with pneumonia. He's already a lean guy. He looks like he's lost some weight because of the sickness.
Says he's lost about 8 pounds. He's actually hospitalized for a couple of days. O'Neal working against Howard. Double teamed. He kicks it back out. Bergeau out to West. And West hits it at the shot clock expiring. A 10-0 Cavalier run, and they lead by 13.
7 straight field goals, and the percentage keeps climbing.
Here's Roy. Juwan Howard. One and done for Portland at the offensive end, Doris.
Yeah.
James guarded by Miller. Bergeau gives him the screen, and LeBron just bulls his way to the bucket. A 15-point Cavalier lead. Boy, the silence here at the Rose Garden is deafening. You never know that there are almost 21,000 in the building tonight. Howard cross court to Miller. Nice feed to Roy. And one. Brandon Roy will go to the free throw line to try and complete the 3-point play.
Well, pretty pass. And Andre Miller, his first 3 years, averaged 14 points, 8 assists. Draws the defender away from the rim, and nice basket cut by Brandon Roy.
Had a chance to speak with the chairman of USA Basketball a couple of weeks ago. He was on our Kia NBA Shoot-Around show, and Jerry Colangelo telling me at the time that Brandon Roy very much in the mix, Doris, to be a member of Team USA squad that'll compete for the World Championships in Turkey this summer and perhaps even the following year at the Olympics.
Easily, he's earned that right. There's no question this is one of the best players in the league.
Here's Williams from downtown. Tipped up, kept alive by West, out to O'Neal.
Mismatch here. You got Andre Miller, so look, LeBron goes right at him. There's no way he can guard him.
Bergeau keeps it alive off the miss. Cleveland getting another opportunity, and that miss was LeBron's first. Inside to Shaq. Turns and over Howard. This time Portland with the rebound in the outlet. And James going to be whistled for goaltending. Took it off the glass. So Jared Bayless is credited with the bucket. That's 4 points for him.
He concedes nothing. I don't even care about the goaltend. I like the message he sends his teammates, how hard he's working on that end of the floor. He just missed his first shot, but concedes nothing.
LeBron James is making the block shot something cool now in basketball. West driving to the bucket and 2.
I tell you, that guy is smart and he's tough, Delonte West. Just so savvy in how to protect the ball with his body.
Miller cross court to Bayless, wide open for 3. Rebounded by LeBron James. That's his 6th rebound. Continues to fill the stat sheet. Pulls it out, working against Miller. Got Aldridge in the air and will go to the free throw line for a pair. LeBron James playing with focused purpose tonight. Not that he always does it. Foul's going to go against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his 3rd personal foul, and that gets Dante Cunningham up off the bench for Nate McMillan. Well, be there for all the live action. Go to NBA.com/tickets now to reserve your seats to see your favorite NBA team take the court. The NBA, where memories happen. LeBron with a rare miss tonight. Cunningham comes in along with Martell Webster. Webster in for Bayless. James at the free throw line. You see that number 23 in his chest. He made quite a stir earlier this year when he said he's going to change his number next year to number 6, George. What do you think about that?
Well, he wants to honor Michael Jordan. He's very fond of number 6. He actually wears his practice jersey, which is an Olympic jersey, as the number 6.
12-point lead after that bucket. Things tough for the Blazers in the paint. Inside, Varejao, and no resistance to us.
See what I mean about his ability to move without the basketball? Varejao never gets a play run for him, but he's going to get a lot of buckets around the rim simply by watching what the ball handler's doing.
Cleveland is shooting 71.4% from the field in the game, and LeBron James is going to get his first breather of the night. He leads with his team up by 14 points. Well, Williams comes in. Miller working against Williams. Drives and is fouled on the baseline. Timeout on the floor with Cleveland leading by 14, looking to make it 6 straight wins against the Blazers.
In the laundry room, Mark Olson is joined by that woman from 3C. He's tried before to engage her.
It's supposed to be kind of windy today.
But today, he's ready.
You heard about McDonald's new dollar menu at breakfast?
She's interested. They talk about the savory sausage McMuffin, the hearty sausage burrito, the premium roast coffee, McDonald's new dollar menu at breakfast. A common interest, something to build on.
This could be our song.
Nobody makes breakfast like McDonald's.
Would you trust me? You want me to take your word for it?
This guy I met online, he could be anyone.
How can I know who to trust? Background checks are no longer just for corporations. Thanks to BeenVerified.com, you can run instant background checks on anyone, even yourself, right from your home computer.
Dating online can be scary, but with Been Verified, I know exactly who I'm meeting before the first date.
My accountant, my mortgage broker, and even my electrician. Now I know I can trust him.
No stranger comes around my growing family without a background check. With Been Verified, you can search anyone's background. What turns up just might surprise you. Find out before it's too late.
With Been Verified, you can trust me.
I make sure I know before I date.
Been Verified protects me and my family.
Isn't it better to know for sure?
BeenVerified.com. It's easy to keep you and your family safe. Visit BeenVerified.com/TV46 now for a free trial of unlimited background checks.
I hustle, because true passion is earned one practice at a time. I respect those who say without discipline there is no glory. I push to be at the top of my class, not just the top of my game. I play to make the last pass, not just the final shot. I challenge those who say it's about me and not about we. I win when we all do. I connect at iHoops, the official youth basketball initiative of the NCAA and the NBA. Connect at ihoops.com.
Back at the Rose Garden, you know, Portland's Greg Oden suffered for the second consecutive year a season-ending knee injury a little over a month ago. For more, here's Heather Cox.
Yeah, a lot of you may be wondering where Greg Oden is, why he isn't on the sideline. He is actually back here in the training room. Watch us from the training room while he receives treatment, recovering from that patella injury. Now, I just talked to him. He's obviously trying to cheer on his squad, do everything he can, and in fact goes into the locker room at halftime, tries to give him a pep talk. He says there's not much I can do except offer a lot of motivation and support. He obviously extremely frustrated by the way this season's going, doing everything he can to help his team out.
Yeah, Heather, for the second consecutive year dealing with a serious knee injury. The previous season, what would have been his rookie year, Doris, he missed the entire year after microfracture surgery. The guys, Brandon Roy, tell me he's trying to do his best to keep him engaged with the team.
Yeah, you know, the hardest part, I think, for that guy is he had made such strides. He looked as confident and comfortable and was as productive blocking shots and rebounding as he had been in his career. You're making the strides. You paid the price in the summer with Billy Bano, twice daily workouts. You did everything the organization could have wanted, and then you get hurt again. That is frustrating.
5.5 minutes to go, 14-point lead for the Cavaliers. LeBron on the bench getting a breather. Here's West out top. Good ball movement by Cleveland, and Williams couldn't cash in. Approaching 5 minutes to go in the first half. Miller back for the Blazers. Roy. Good savvy there by Brandon Roy to kind of throw his arms up and go into the encroaching Jawad Williams. And he'll go to the free throw line.
Jawad getting some minutes now. Jamario Moon is out. And so you get Williams into the rotation. He brings you a little bit more size than Daniel Gibson.
Mike Brown still trying to figure out which pieces fit in his rotation, but for different reasons from his counterpart, Nate McMillan. Brandon Roy is going to go to the free throw line here, an 80% foul shooter on the season, a two-time All-Star, averaging 23 points a game along with 5 assists. And great basketball lineage in his family. His father Tony and his brother Ed were both basketball legends up in Seattle, where he's from. Roy makes the first, and folks, ESPN is your NBA destination Friday night. First at 8 Eastern, Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns. First, though, it's going to be Ohio State on Super Tuesday. College basketball before the pros. Thank you very much. And then the SEC on ESPN after the Big Ten. It's Kentucky taking on Florida. Kenny Boynton of the Gators from Plantation, Florida, had a huge night, albeit in a loss against Vanderbilt a couple of nights ago.
He's going to need another big night, because the guy who's going to be in this league next year in all likelihood, Mr. Wall, the point guard from Kentucky. Tune in, see him before he hits the league.
I mentioned Kenny Boynton because he lit up my son's team for about 28.
Now, you didn't have to bring that up.
That was last year. Delonte West out top. Ilgauskas kept it alive and got the bucket. Great effort by the guy they affectionately call Z on the Cavaliers.
They've gone zone. A split of the defense by West.
Cunningham with an easy one underneath for Portland. 53-41 for the Cavaliers. Cleveland coming in with the second best record in the Eastern Conference. Just percentage points behind the Boston Celtics, who won earlier today in Toronto as West knocks down the jumper. Crowd here trying to get the Blazers going a little bit. Roy on the baseline. Roy pulls up over Parker, a contested jumper, and he knocks it down.
See, now, how impressive has he been? It's almost lost in the brilliance that has been LeBron through the first part of this basketball game, but he's just so efficient and so well-rounded offensively.
LeBron with 24, but on the bench right now. Roy with 15. West with a quick trigger. Going to run a little more offense here.
Anderson Varejao just doing what he does, staying active, keeping balls alive, moving without the basketball on the offensive end. Varejao, very underappreciated. A guy who just does so many little things that maybe only coaches appreciate.
That's a reason why he has the best plus-minus rating in the NBA. As Mo Williams stripped and a foul called against Cleveland as Miller falls to the court.
And Brandon Roy, along with LaMarcus Aldridge and Greg Oden, the guy who they want to build around, and why not? A versatile offensive scorer, just gifted. They set him off a staggered screen. It ends up having to do it individually. But efficient use of that dribble behind the back. You got Parker thinking, which way is this guy going, left or right?
And that gets LeBron James, Doris, up off of Mike Brown's bench as Miller goes to the free throw line. Andre Miller signed as a free agent from the Philadelphia 76ers in July. And Heather Cox at the top of the show chronicled some of the adjustment issues they've been having with him so far this year. But all in all, Doris, what do you make of the fact that they're 23-15? That's the same record Portland had last year at this point.
Yeah, I think it's extraordinary that they've been able to do that. And just as it relates to him fitting in, there's something Danny Ainge said about the Celtics. Now, they just made room on their roster for one more person if they need to pick somebody up. But he said, if that happens, I'll not only evaluate basketball skill, but personality fit. And so it's interesting. There are some things outside of skill and matchup needs and things of that nature that you have to consider. Will this guy fit in our locker room?
Varejao inside, and that's going to be called for goaltending. Not sure that that was going to go in either. So to put a period on your point, Doris, Danny Ainge and some general managers now, there's a growing trend on personality profiling amongst players.
San Antonio Spurs have been one of the most replicated franchises in the NBA, and they build on that notion. High character guys.
There's Roy working against Parker. Boy, Parker is right in him. Roy a little bit strong, rebounded by Parker. Parker worked on that possession. Here's LeBron James, who's had a rather quiet, and I say quiet in quotations, second quarter. LeBron had 20 in the first period and has 24 right now, and that's the third personal foul against Martell Webster, who's doing his best to slow down the L train. Tough couple of games for Webster, who had Kobe 2 nights ago and LeBron tonight.
As small businesses are busy reinventing the economy, small business owners have a lot of questions.
Can paperless billing get me paid faster?
How can I keep my best employees?
How can I bring down my insurance costs?
And while at American Express Open, we may not have all the answers, we know who does: other owners. That's why we're helping business owners connect. Together, we're building a community for them to talk, share, and help each other. A place called openforum.com, where owners can swap ideas and ask questions.
Will tweeting get me more customers?
How can I make my business green?
And one question seems especially popular.
How can I get paid faster? How can I get paid faster?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
And they're inspiring ideas like AcceptPay, a new tool from Open that lets owners invoice digitally and helps them get paid faster. Ask a question, find an answer. Join the conversation at openforum.com.
When you work as hard as I do, you need a laptop built for maximum productivity. And that's why I bought a Toshiba. Now I always keep my eye on the ball.
Will be outstanding.
Fantastic. Total slam dunk. It's got power, portability.
Cleveland traded Henderson?
Come on! A Toshiba laptop lets you get the job done.
Hey, Agnes. Carolina scored again. It's a blowout.
Toshiba, leading innovation.
At Pizza Hut, we've got a deal for you. Choose any pizza, any size, any crust, and any toppings, and pay just $10. You want a large meat lover's pizza? $10. Maybe you're more of a large pan supreme kind of person. $10. Thinking of a combination of your own? That's $10 too. That's any pizza, any size, any crust, and any toppings for just $10. All your favorites, now just $10. Only at Pizza Hut.
Kevin Connors here with your yellowbook.com moment of the night. Came today in D.C. James Posey, nearing the 2-minute mark, dialed in from long distance. Really a dagger in this game. Hornets beat the Wiz 115-110. New Orleans has won 6 in a row. Hottest team in the NBA, Mark Jones.
Yeah, the Hornets starting to find their rotation, and most importantly, Chris Paul is healthy again. Well, ESPN is your NBA destination on Friday night. First at 8, Steve Nash, speaking of great point guards, leads the Suns against the Hawks, followed by Orlando and the Portland Trailblazers here at the Rose Garden. NBA Friday, Suns, Hawks, Magic, Trailblazers on ESPN and ESPN 360. It all starts with key NBA shoot-around at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Well, they're describing the shoulder injury to Vince Carter as a mild separation, but Tuesday, 4-game West Coast trip for Orlando at a time where they're not really feeling good or looking good at this point.
And 4 consecutive losses the Magic have suffered, all against teams below 500.
See, now they came out with a shot of LeBron's shoes when we said not looking good. Is that coincidence?
Yeah, we were remarking he probably didn't get that in the discount bin, right? The orange one and the blue one.
I like his shoes. Got my son a pair of his LeBrons. Those are sweet.
He has 26 points in the first half. That ties a season high for him. Cunningham left all alone and knocks him down.
I'd say a rookie out of Villanova really came on strong last year in his final season under Jay Wright. Led them to a Final Four. A lot of nuts and bolts. You know, you're going to get a guy with great work ethic, going to give great energy every night.
LeBron with the flash to the mid-post and fouled by Jared Bayless. And Bayless protesting with Phil Robinson, the official on the play.
Well, we get the benefit of a second look. I thought there was some contact, to be honest with you. Was the whistle a little bit slow? Yes, but yeah, come on. There's some contact there.
Yeah. And it's interesting, you see Bayless protesting. Monty Williams up off the bench for the Blazers because Nate McMillan is in that cast, that boot. By rule, Monty Williams is the only coach allowed to speak to officials, and go along the sidelines, walk along the sidelines because Nate is sitting down.
It doesn't prohibit the crowd from speaking to the officials, as you can hear right now.
They got a message for Phil Robinson. You can hear it.
It's a good rule, Mark, and the reason is in key moments of the game, I don't think you'd want two guys from the sideline addressing the officials. You know, these guys got enough to worry about.
14-point lead. Cunningham, almost the same spot, different result. Rebounded by Ilgauskas. 2 minutes to go, still a 14-point lead for the Cavaliers. Coming into this game, 28-10 overall. LeBron up top, straight away for three. Got it. Butter. LeBron James with 31 points in the game, and the meter's still running. Foul on Ilgauskas, who tried to show on the pitch.
Can we just cover the Cavs every night? I think there's restrictions on how many times ESPN can have him on, but we should do away with that rule. He is too much fun to watch.
Spent a lot of time this summer, Doris, whether he was in China, whether he was in Europe, bringing along assistant coach Chris Gent, working on that three-point shot and working on his skills.
Well, what do you notice? He's going off 2 feet. He's on great balance. His shoulders are squared to the rim every single time. I mean, his form is just so much more consistent than it was early in his career.
MVP in the league right now. Who is it?
Man,
is it LeBron? Is it Kobe with the Lakers and the best record?
See, don't ask me on a night when LeBron's just crushing people, but I got to say Kobe. I mean, Kobe's playing with a broken finger, with a ridiculous amount of stuff on his hand, and he's still leading the league in scoring.
Last two MVPs, Kobe and LeBron. Right now, the reigning MVP with 31 points. 64 that the Blazers have allowed is the most they've allowed in a half so far this season. LeBron, same spot. And he's going to be whistled for the travel.
He's human.
Yeah. I'll have to change the computer chip after that one on him. Approaching 1 minute to go in the first half. James taking on the defensive assignment of guarding Brandon Roy as well. Bayless on the wing. Miller in the corner. 5 on the shot clock for Miller. Now 4. They got to get busy. Miller drives it in and gets the bucket over Ilgauskas.
He's so smart. Just really savvy guy. Been a very steady point guard for a long time.
He has 10. 15-point lead for the Cavaliers. James a little bit strong off the nice feed from Williams. Here's Brandon Roy. There's just maybe a 0.5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Roy out top. Coming up to halftime, the Toyota halftime show. Celtics win in Toronto. Jamal Mashburn in the studio with the rest of the gang. Bayless from the corner. Off the mark. And that's the end of the first half of play. LeBron James with 31 points to go along with 6 rebounds on 10 of 12 from the field. Let's go to Heather.
Thanks so much, Mark. LeBron, give us mortals a sneak peek inside your head, what it's like to have a type of half that you just had.
Yeah, it feels good. But at the same time, it feels better when you have a big lead. It feels good when you know your team is playing exceptionally well in a really tough building.
You guys have won 5 straight against the Trailblazers. In your mind, what's the critical factor for success against this team?
Well, you have to play great defense. You know, we all know it starts with Brandon Roy, trickles down to LaMarcus Aldridge and the rest of those guys. So you have to be on the string, help each other, and then try to execute the best way you can on the offensive end.
Nice job. Season high in points, guys, for LeBron and a half.
Yeah, 31 and counting. That's the end of the first half of play. The Cleveland Cavaliers leading here at the Rose Garden in Portland over the hometown Blazers 64-49. Don't forget, coming up after the break, it's the Toyota halftime show with Kevin Connors and Jamal Mashburn. Lots to talk about at the half. The Celtics move ahead of Cleveland for the best record in the Eastern Conference, courtesy of a win up in Toronto. They'll have highlights and a story. Brandon Roy trying to keep the Blazers close, but LeBron taking it to the cup in a strong way. And Shaquille O'Neal ready to kiss goodbye to the Blazers, but a half to play.
Hi, is Denise working?
Yeah, she's in the back. Can I take your order?
I'm just a little bit more comfortable ordering with Denise. Hey, hi. You remember me? I came by yesterday and gave me that 5-layer burrito. That new one for
89 cents.
Is that cool? Is that still cool?
It's an inside deal for everyone. Layers of seasoned beef, cheddar cheese, and a hidden layer of nacho cheese sauce. It's Taco Bell's new beefy 5-layer burrito for just 89 cents. Why pay more?
Nothing on night vision. Switching to thermal.
Don't worry, we're gonna get you home.
That they did not win. He wanted to come out and set the tone. He had some energy. He had 2 days to brood, 2 days to decide, how do I want to hurt my opponent tonight with my jumper or my drive? It didn't matter which. And tell you what, LeBron calls this guy the quiet assassin. He was exactly that. His efficiency, his ability to handle the ball under so much duress and have so few turnovers. He goes for 15 points, 2 assists without a turnover. Tough shots, doesn't matter. At the rack, from mid-range, this guy has it all.
Both guys getting off offensively. LeBron 31, Roy 15. We are officially on LeBron career-high scoring watch right now. It's 56 points. And let's go courtside to Heather.
So obviously no surprise, Nate McMillan's biggest concern for the Trailblazers is at least trying to contain LeBron James. The way to do it, stop him in transition, get somebody to step over and help him. Also force the double team. Offensively, they'd like to see more ball movement. He's also concerned his bigs are in foul trouble. They need to help the bigs out. Now, Greg Oden did keep his promise in the locker room, guys. He did everything he could to motivate the team, and then he finished by pounding the rock with each of the teammates as they left the locker room, hopefully trying to inspire these guys for the second half.
All right, Heather, and LeBron, interestingly enough, shared a quick moment with Nate McMillan courtside earlier in the game. If anyone knows the scouting report on LeBron, it's McMillan, because he coached LeBron as part of the 2008 gold medal Team USA team in the Beijing Olympics. And we asked Nate, what was the most surprising thing that you learned about LeBron while coaching him? And he said, the guy can do it all. There are no weaknesses in his game, no holes whatsoever.
Said he could actually play all 5 positions on both ends of the floor. He said the scariest thing is they're not using him as a post-up guy, when the reality is he thought that he could be as dominant a low-post scorer as Shaquille in Shaquille's prime if they elected to use him in that fashion. Those are powerful words.
Marcus Aldridge with the first field goal of the second half for Portland off the mark. Rebounded by O'Neal. Cavaliers in their half-court set. Parker from the handoff, and Anthony Parker glides to the bucket.
Just a really good read. Just a really, really good read. You give the ball to O'Neal, and you're just going to curl off of him, and you know the guy can find you. He's got terrific touch at 7'1", 300+ pounds with the basketball as a passer.
He already has 5 assists. Roy cross court to Howard. Webster open from 3-point range. Not able to find it tonight.
Think
James
the work,
in transition.
Yeah, you think the work he's doing on this end is having an impact on his offense?
Brown out top, now waves off Shaq. James. That pass batted away. 5 on the shot clock for Hickson. And Hickson had to go out of bounds. There's 3 on the shot clock for Cleveland. Parker will inbound. Into James and a whistle out of bounds. Coming back the other way, Portland basketball. That's the 6th turnover of the game for Cleveland. Taking pretty good care of the basketball. Miller for Portland. Works off the Howard screen and got the switch on Shaq. Miller inside and couldn't get it to fall.
That's what you want to do, though. Involve them in pick and rolls, get the switch. It allows you to get right to the rim.
Parker fouled by Brandon Roy. That's his second personal foul. First team foul of the third quarter. James to inbound. This game, the second of a 5-game West Coast road swing for the Cavaliers. They dropped their first one in the game on ESPN Friday night in Denver. Mo Williams from the baseline, no good. Roy with the rebound. Things a little bit flat here at the Rose Garden. Very unusual for this building. Howard inside for Aldridge. Partially blocked by Hickson, but it went in anyway.
A good strong finish. And what you want to do if you're the Blazers, you'd like to get this crowd back involved, but you got to start making some plays and give them something to cheer about. This was one of the toughest buildings to play in when this team has got it going.
Shaq working against Howard. Shaq facing up right over the top of Juwan Howard.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Mike Brown told us before the game he'd like to start going to the big fella a little bit more, but as you pointed out for us, Shaq hasn't complained. Foul on Anthony Parker getting over the screen.
Now, what exactly do you do with this? 7'1", 230 pounds. He's got a career high of 5 assists, but feed the big dog on occasion. He's got, if you could see his numbers, get him the basketball. One efficient power dribble. Juwan Howard, he's saying, what am I still doing playing 15 years in if I got to check this guy?
Shaq is listed generously at 330. It might be a tad more than that. Here's Howard from the foul line.
There you go. Get a little of your own back, Juwan. And you talk about a consummate pro and a guy who has stepped up in the face of tough times for Portland. It's Juwan Howard. Great sign by them.
James working off the Hickson screen. LeBron James still feeling it from downtown. That's a 2. And he has 33 for the game. Miller with a quick trigger comes up short. LeBron thinking about a heat check. Here's Williams going to run a little offense. Williams off the LeBron James screen. And it's one and done for Cleveland that time. What does Portland have to do to get something going here?
I think obviously the challenge for them all season is paint production, points in the paint, easy baskets. This is what they do a lot of. And when you're making jump shots, great. And that's exactly what they were doing in the first matchup with the Cavs. They took a ton of jump shots. They made them. They were keeping pace. And I'll tell you what, if you're Nate, you shoot 50% field goals in the first half, and you still find yourself down because the Cavs are on fire. I think you got to dig a little bit deeper on the defensive end, keep things mixed up because you want to keep the Cavs off balance if you can.
LeBron with a little mismatch here working against Aldridge. Pulls up from just inside the three-point line. And a little strong and a quick outlet to Webster. And Martell Webster with the bucket at the other end. And LeBron James looking at official Tony Brothers with his palm skyward saying, what about that? What about a foul?
Well, this will help. The Portland Trail Blazers last in the league in fast break points, but an opportunistic look, good push ahead, and Martell leaves no doubt.
You remember me? You gave me that 5-layer burrito for
89 cents.
Yes.
It's an inside deal for everyone. Layers of seasoned beef, cheddar cheese, and a hidden layer of nacho cheese sauce. It's Taco Bell's new beefy 5-layer burrito for just 89 cents. Why pay more?
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
In 5 days, Eli is coming. The Book of Eli. Rated R. Starts Friday.
7 out of 10 men prefer Degree fragrances over a leading Old Spice fragrance. Degree men's deodorant. Mind-blowing fragrances.
Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines clean the gunk left by lower-quality gasoline. And all 3 grades act as a protective barrier to shield and protect engines. Try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines, helping you get the most out of every drop.
Some dating sites say they have compatibility all figured out. If that's true, then why do they want me to sign up for a year?
Only you can know who's right for you. At Chemistry.com, we help you really get to know someone before you decide to meet. Chemistry.com. Empower your love life.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, otherwise distributed, or used in any form without the expressed written consent of the NBA.
Will Salva with his Sports Center right now. Los Angeles Daily News is reporting that Pete Carroll has turned in his resignation at USC. The Seahawks are in Los Angeles trying to make Carroll their next head coach while lining up interviews to find their next general manager. Any more details on the next Sports Center following the game. Now back to Portland and Doris and Mark.
All right, Will, you got to tell Jamal to take Chris Bosh off his all underrated team. All right, just pass that along for me, would you? Hey, from Pete Carroll in college football to college basketball, catch the Big Ten SEC Double Dip on ESPN's Super Tuesday at 7 o'clock. The Buckeyes of Ohio State taking on the Purdue Boilermakers, followed by an SEC clash with Kentucky against Florida. Super Tuesday presented by KFC as part of conference tip-off on ESPN. And there's a look at the owner of the Blazers and of the Seahawks, Paul Allen. And Pete Carroll on his way to becoming the coach and president of the team. He's going to have some personnel control up in the Northwest.
Said he wouldn't go back unless he had complete control. Did not have that in New England. I'll tell you what, our boy Jamal Mashburn, he ought to be happy that John Wall's probably going to be a one and done, or his numbers at Kentucky might be climbing down the career list. Master Mash.
John Wall, a great talent. 13-point lead inside. Cleveland goes to Shaq. And Shaq with the reverse layup. Looks at Phil Robinson, wanted an and one.
They don't have an answer for him. That's the reality. We thought they'd go after Shaq and establish him early because, again, Chris Billa out, Odin out. And the bigs they have left, Howard and Aldridge, are so lean. They are not built to deal with him.
And Doris, Brandon Roy banked that one in over Shaq and ended up on his wallet. Under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. James working against Webster, and back to Williams now.
Like, get away from him, Parker. Allow him the space he needs to operate.
Cleveland going back to O'Neal. They're calling his number a lot. Shaq with a nice hop step and good. And the big fella with 10 points. Shaq Diesel starting to percolate a little bit. His career numbers certainly down, but still a force in the paint. Foul's going to go against Anthony Parker. Shaq's still giving them presence, Doris.
Yeah, I mean, just simple isolation. If you're going to guard him straight up, he's going to make you pay. He's got unbelievable touch. Not as light and as easy on his feet, but you know what? This is the one where he's looking for the end one. And I hear Jeff Van Gundy say this all the time. You know, he doesn't feel that guys as big and strong and powerful as Shaq or Dwight Howard are officiated the same way as maybe a post player with a different type of frame. A foul's a foul is a foul, right?
15-point lead. Cavaliers up. Roy got West up in the air and knocks down the long jumper just inside the three-point line.
I like his demeanor. I mean, you love his game, but as much as that, it's like LaDainian Tomlinson hit the end zone and just hand the official the football.
Always with that stoic expression on his face, Brandon Roy never changes his look. The results never change either. Also, he has 19. A foul against Juwan Howard, his third personal. Webster, Aldridge, and Howard all with 3 fouls for the Blazers.
Now look at what they do. Juwan Howard is in full front to try to prohibit the pass.
Dixon not so sure about that shot, Doris.
Yeah, that'll get your back in coach's doghouse.
Brandon Roy rising up in the lead, down to 11.
Yeah. I mean, they require him and Aldridge to be special on a nightly basis. You are down so many bodies that each guy, it's almost like they've got to take turns just taking over the game and buoying this team for stretches.
Roy's made the last 6 in a row, and LeBron counters for the Cavaliers. LeBron always seems to leave bodies in his wake.
Bodies and egos.
Approaching 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. This NBA special edition, a foul called underneath against Mo Williams. LeBron James with 35, Doris.
Yeah, just he understands that the defender is trailing him. So when he comes off that screen, he just curls right to the rim. And Mo, what does he do? He puts the pass leading LeBron right to the rim. That's just pretty basketball right there. And what do you want? Good movement. Great movement in that situation by Cleveland.
Nate McMillan, the opposition coach, saying that LeBron could average a triple-double if he wanted to. That's what he told us before the game. He's that good.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Brandon Roy made the first of 2. Brandon Roy, an 80% free throw shooter, 2-time All-Star, missing the second.
I think it should be a rule that play-by-play guys don't talk about percentages until the guy's away from the free throw line.
Automatic jinx, right? Williams to Varejao. Oh, missed a couple at point-blank range.
2 chippies.
And a chance to cut the lead to 10 now for Portland. Or 9. That's a 10-point lead with 4:25 to go in the third. He's had the last 9 in a row for the Blazers. Miller. That's going to be a foul against Mo Williams.
Now, Brandon Roy is not about to die. Nate McMillan wouldn't let him if he wanted to. The Blazers hanging tough as they have all season. Climbing right back in this on the back of their superstar, Brandon Roy, getting it done.
His foot was just inside the three-point line on that jumper. And now they can get it below double figures for the first time in a long time. Miller ISO'd against Mo Williams. Webster for 3. And it's a 7-point game. West from the corner. Blazers feeling good about themselves right now. A 10-2 run. Webster. The lead is down to 4.
Well, the Blazers are slowly and surely climbing back in. The three-point shot is what's bringing them there. Martell Webster struggled in the first, not in the second.
You know what 2:30 in the afternoon feels like, right? Sleepy? Groggy? Dying for a nap? What do? Run for the coffee?
Courtesy of a big 13-2 run by Portland over the last several minutes. Take a look at the numbers by the half. You know, Portland actually wasn't shooting too badly in the first half, Doris.
Well, I wouldn't say that the coaches would be thrilled with the shooting percentages. We've already made note of the fact that Cleveland comes in as the #1 field goal percentage defense team in the league. But one of the things Mike Brown has talked about is not relying on their fourth quarter defense, but guarding throughout the 48.
Let's see if the Cavaliers can stop the hemorrhaging here. Juan Howard falls. They've got numbers now. Ilgauskas missing everything. And Varejao misses a 3rd straight bucket from close range. Chance to cut the lead to just 2 points now at Mike Brown and Tony Brothers' ear. Roy isolated. They bring a double team in Ilgauskas. Howard with a tough pass for Miller. 3 on the shot clock. Webster's got to let it go. And James with the rebound for the Cavs.
See, what goes unnoticed right there is Delonte West. What an exceptional defender he is.
Ilgauskas inside, couldn't finish. Rebounded by Aldridge.
Let's see what West does against Roy here. Can he make him give it up again? No.
Good contest by Delonte West.
So 2 possessions where Delonte West's toughness on the defensive end, just trying to do his job and make Brandon Roy work, and he doesn't. That is why that guy is so important for this franchise.
Williams on the wing, 10 on the shot clock. West on the baseline. James from downtown. Well, that was falling in the first half, but not right now. The Cavaliers have stalled here. Miller. A 15-2 run for the Blazers and a foul underneath.
Well, the Portland Trail Blazers are alive and kicking, and they've got to shoot a lot of jump shots because they don't have Greg Oden or any post-up guys. So what do? You shoot those jumpers. Are they falling? Well, Brandon gets one off the screen. 1 quick dribble, 2 down. Martell Webster hits one. That's 3. Here's 4. Andre Miller gets the drive, and we got a 2-point game, Mark Jones.
Up early in the morning, thought my day would be whack.
First of all, sit-ups are not fun. We saw Brandon Roy doing sit-ups, and I'm not sure we're going to be able to get to the audio, but there's a point where Nate McMillan says cut down on their layups. Keep them out of the paint a little bit. The Cavs had 34 points in the paint in the first half. They only had 10 in the third period. He also said contest jump shots. Now, LeBron just had that wide open 3, and you said it. Those were shots that fell for him in the first half. Sometimes it's about, are they making or missing shots?
Williams makes the first free throw. Cleveland's biggest lead of the game was up at 17 points at one point. They led 74-59 with about 6.5 minutes to go in this period.
One of the things that helped them in that period, and something that's helping, and again, this is a team, the Blazers, because of the injuries, their margin for error is so low. I don't want to jinx them here, but they haven't had a turnover in this period.
Pendergraph is checked into the ball game. Going up front by Aldridge and Webster. Aldridge working against Varejao. Man, is he active defensively. And if LaMarcus Aldridge is going to make that for us, it's going to be a pretty good night for Portland.
Yeah, and he's capable. I mean, this guy has got a terrific offensive package and a unique blend of speed and length and skill at his size, 6'11".
Webster, a good denial on James on the wing. LeBron finally gets it. Ilgauskas on the pick and pop and knocks it down.
I don't have to worry about LeBron James sharing the basketball. This guy is more than willing.
Cleveland with a 4-point lead, under 1 minute to go now in the third quarter. 14 fouls on both squads. Blake playing off of Aldridge. Varejao bodying up on him, and he's fouled. LaMarcus Aldridge going right at Anderson Varejao.
See what I mean? So you had Roy take over for a stretch of the third. Now they're going through LaMarcus Aldridge. You do not want to wear Brandon Roy out. So you give him an opportunity, then you give LaMarcus an opportunity. You still have 2 gifted offensive players despite the injuries.
Aldridge at the free throw line, an 80% free throw shooter. Here's a look at your NBA menu and calendar. Monday, it's going to be the Boston Celtics hosting the Hawks at 7:30 Eastern on NBA TV. Then TNT on Thursday. Good doubleheader with Chicago at Boston, then Cleveland at Utah as part of the Cavs' 5-game road swing. And Friday on ESPN, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, Phoenix at Atlanta, followed by Orlando right here at Portland. And Orlando struggling a little bit with Vince Carter suffering a sprained shoulder. He is going to be out for a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's not going to get any easier. 4-game road swing starting on Tuesday. I'll tell you what, you got some coaches who are doing a terrific job, and lots of good. Mike Woodson at Atlanta continues to quietly do a terrific job. What Rick Adelman continues to do in Houston boggles the mind without Tracy and without Yao.
Ilgauskas hands it off to LeBron. James working against Webster. Nice pass to Williams. And Williams knocks it back as the shot clock expires. 82-78 for the Cavaliers. 6 seconds to go. Miller goes around the world. Oh, what a dime, but they ran out of time. But that third quarter was punctuated by Portland's feisty.
Hut, we've got a deal for you. Choose any pizza, any size, any crust, and any toppings, and pay just $10. You want a large meat lover's pizza? $10. Maybe you're more of a large pan supreme kind of person. $10. Thinking of a combination of your own? That's $10 too.
Tough contested shots, so if we can continue that, and we've made some shots this half.
Coach, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, back for the start of the fourth quarter. LeBron James, one of the top fourth quarter scorers in the league, and Brandon Roy, number 4 in the league in fourth quarter scoring. So 2 guys that are very comfortable coming down the stretch.
The Cavs have found a way to win. 13-2 on the road when they were leading at the start of the fourth quarter.
James working against Roy. 6 on the shot clock. LeBron. Williams with 2 on the shot clock. Has to hoist it. And he finds nothing but bottom.
Wow.
Jawad Williams with his first field goal.
That's where his size comes into play. I mean, he got to the idea late that the clock was down, but it's his size and release point that allows him to get that up under duress.
Roy goes inside to Aldridge. Back out top. 5 on the shot clock. Blake in the corner. Nice feed to Bayless. Wild shot tipped up and in by Pendergraft. And they might review this one and see that it didn't hit the rim. Take one more look at this. They're going to say no basket now.
That's correct, Paul.
Shot clock had expired and the ball didn't touch the iron. So the lead back up to 85-78.
First turnover of the second half for Portland.
Nate McMillan on the bench because he's wearing that boot. He had Achilles surgery a little over a month ago, about a month ago now. Williams, tough pass to Bergeau. How it got through, I'm not sure. Williams trying it again. Different result, but Mo Williams, the smallest guy on the floor, gets the rebound. James jumped up to the roof to make the catch and is fouled. He looked at Mo and said, could he get it close for me?
Oh my goodness, what is this? How does this guy get off his feet like that?
Well, they kept it in the building.
That is absurd. That vertical is absurd. And look at Coach. Yes, I got LeBron on my side.
James at the free throw line. Keep in mind, he started off the evening 9 of 9 from the field. At 20 points in the first quarter, 31 at the end of the first half.
Okay, so now, you know how Larry Fitzgerald does that commercial where the waitress is flinging things at 100 miles an hour? My man could do that. LeBron. Put him at a tight end or a wide receiver. Does he have wide receiver speed? Am I overstating this guy's speed and athleticism and ability to get up in the air and go get things?
All I know is that in that Cleveland Browns commercial he did, he looked pretty comfortable in that uniform.
Yes.
87-78, the lead swelling back up to 9 points. LeBron James notorious for his big fourth quarters against the Blazers. They've defeated Portland 5 consecutive times. Roy gets it back from Howard. 5 on the shot clock. Got to go. With the step back. Boy, good contest that time by Cleveland, Dorisburg.
Well, first of all, LeBron James defensively on the box did a terrific job denying any entry to LaMarcus Aldridge, who they had hoped to go to, and then he goes up in traffic and gets the board.
Williams cross court to Williams. The other Williams, Jawad, had to go halfway down and out.
So he goes from Aldridge to now he's checking Roy.
James switching off. They go inside. Juwan Howard gets it and knocks it down. You know, we talked about the fact that Cleveland's defeated Portland 5 consecutive times. What we didn't mention was that in those 5 victories, they were all decided by 8 points or less.
Yeah, it's been close. The Fab Five has got one guy standing, and he still looks pretty good.
Delonte West. Williams with a ball fake. Bayless stayed down on his feet. The Blazers get a crucial stop. Down by 7 here in the 4th quarter. Portland used the long ball to get back into this game in the 3rd. Roy with the nice pump fake and got a friendly roll. Brandon Roy with 26 in the game on 11 of 17. Another efficient night shooting for him.
Yeah, just so tough. I mean, it's simple, but one of the most effective weapons in basketball. The simple up fake. Defender bites, you get a clean look.
2-man game with LeBron and Williams. Mo Williams drives on Bayless. Tough shot.
Where is LeBron? Is there a possession that should go by at this point if Shaq's not in the game where LeBron's not touching it?
Here's Roy. Got a nice screen from Howard and a wide open look. Brandon Roy with his most points ever against Cleveland.
And both times he uses exactly the same move. Guys, if you're watching at home and you're learning the game, up fake, defender bites. A little touch doesn't hurt. And the next possession off the screen, up fake, still it, good.
I lost 54 pounds by reducing my daily calories and replacing my usual fast food with Taco Bell's drive-thru diet. Now, these results aren't typical, but for me, they're fantastic.
Want to get started? Download a coupon for a free Fresco taco at drivethruddiet.com.
Rated T for teen. The fate of 2 civilizations will be decided by the choices of a single soul. Enter the world. Ignite the war. James Cameron's Avatar, the game.
Attention all homeowners. Do you want help today? Call the Loan Modification Help Hotline now. We may be able to cut your mortgage payment in half and help to reduce your interest payment to as low as 1%. Find out what we can do for you today. The call is free. The consultation is free. Discover how much we can reduce your mortgage payment. Call now for a free consultation. We have trained staff ready to assist you.
Call 1-800-230-3075.
Get your career cooking. Literally. With Le Cordon Bleu training. You could train as a culinary professional and work at restaurants, resorts, bakeries, catering companies, and more. Call now for a career guide. Free.
Call a Le Cordon Bleu School at 800-713-6094. That's 800-713-6094. Call now.
The defense is not back, Mo.
Hey, just get our energy going at the defensive end.
We playing defense.
We're trying to rebound. We're trying to protect the paint. Let's go with defense. Oh, no. Stop the ball. Let's get into it. Defense. Let's go get some starts and get some win.
The defense is not back, Mo.
Back at the Rose Garden in Portland, I'm Mark Jones along with Doris Burke and Heather Cox courtside. Cleveland leading Portland by 3 points on this NBA special edition. You know what? LeBron James is used to 4th quarter heroics. Last year here at the Rose Garden, he had 17 of his team's 22 points in the 4th quarter and had the game-winning layup right there to pace his crew to the win, 84-83. But the fans here with a different type of sentiment. Doris Burke.
Yeah.
Royalty, huh?
Love it.
Brandon Roy has picked up the pace a little bit here in the second half. He has 28 on 12 of 18 from the field.
Delonte West wisely comes up the floor and eases the pressure of Mo to make the catch.
James out top. They double team him. Williams. Off the mark, Shaquille O'Neal with the rebound, and Bergeau controls, so Cleveland gets another possession.
They're doing two things to limit LeBron James here. They're hard denying him the ball, and when necessary, they're making double teams to make him give it up.
West from the baseline, hit the side of the backboard.
You want to know why LeBron James had 31 in the first and just 6 here in the second? That's why. Monty Williams told Heather Cox at the end of the third.
Webster for three. And James controls. Everybody here at the Rose Garden, some 20,000 plus holding their collective breath on that shot. Cavaliers are looking big time at Shaq inside. He gets it on the post. Kicks it back out to Williams. Wow. Williams was way off.
Brick and brick by West and Williams.
Webster. And Shaq fouls him on the closeout. There have been times this season when the feeling is, even among some of the players, that they could have gotten the ball to Shaq a little bit more on the block. It's something that Mike Brown says he wants to improve with his team.
I think this. I mean, I think he's still skilled enough and big enough and dominant enough around the rim that if you see his numbers, you enter the ball into the post. He's proven to you already tonight that he'll share it.
And it's a tie game, courtesy of Brandon Roy. James. Good defense by Webster. Bergeau missing. Boy, Bergeau has had a tough time right at the basket doors.
Boy, he's missed 3 chippies, and he's lucky to come away with some free throws. But watch this. You're LeBron James. You always talk about, does the defender have his hand up and contest on the shot? In that particular instance, LeBron late reacts with the hand up.
Let's go to Heather Cox.
Well, Brandon Roy knew even before tip how critical the final minutes tonight would be. Before the game, he told me the fourth quarter will be the key to this one. Portland has lost 5 straight to Cleveland, but all 5 losses have been within 8 points, all lost on key plays down the stretch. And knowing that LeBron James and Brandon Roy are 2 of the best fourth quarter players in the league, things should certainly get interesting in these last few minutes.
Yeah, Heather, and you add that to the fact, Doris, that chemistry for both these teams at times has been an issue that really comes to the forefront at this point of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this. He's a guy, Roy, who's never shirked from the big moments. He accepts the responsibility and the challenge to be the go-to guy in these moments.
Bergeau made both foul shots to give his team a 2-point lead, Cleveland by a deuce. Aldridge. Good switch out by Bergeau. Miller had it blocked. The foul by Bergeau. And Andre Miller will go to the free throw line for a pair of foul shots.
That's just so smart. I mean, obvious switch. You get a big check in Andre Miller, who's not a terrific perimeter jump shooter. He can stroke it from there, but this is what he wants to do. He wants to use the dribble to get himself close to the rim and get himself to the free throw line.
Now, there were 12 points tonight. An 81% free throw shooter. ESPN is your NBA destination Friday night. First at 8, Steve Nash and the Suns against Joe Johnson of the Hawks, followed by Orlando and Portland here from the Rose Garden. NBA Friday, it all starts with key NBA shoot-around at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Great doubleheader of basketball coming up.
Yeah, and another quiet superstar on the Hawks here. Joe Johnson, similar in demeanor to Brandon Roy.
Tied at 89 as we approach the midway point of the final period. Portland's led only twice at 2-0 and 4-2. West on the drive. Varejao inside, gets it to fall and looks for the and one.
Boy, I'll tell you what, even the ones that are going down from Varejao are getting a lot of orange.
Roy gets a high screen from Howard. Roy being guarded by James, and he throws it away. He tried to find Howard on the pick and pop. We got a timeout. Well, it was all LeBron in the first half, but Brandon Roy stealing some of that spotlight right now.
ESPN Special Edition of the NBA, brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
Tonight on SportsCenter, a desert shootout erupts into an instant playoff classic. A shocking end to the Patriots' super decade, plus Rock Chalk knocked off the loneliest number on campus. That's after the game.
6 overtimes. Can you imagine how you would feel if you missed this game?
Log on to ESPN360.com to see all your favorite sports live. It's where to watch when you can't watch.
It's a sad story, a cautionary tale.
It's the dawning of a new day for American business, and it's all because of you.
Look him in the eyes, smile.
Your ideas, your energy, and your dreams are the most precious resources we have. And OfficeMax is here to help you realize those dreams.
2010 is going to be our best year ever, and here's why.
OfficeMax. Work with us. Buy a 10-ream case of Boise paper and earn $35 in Max Perks bonus rewards.
Let's rock and roll, man. You are now in the kill zone. Got him?
The Hurt Locker. Get it on DVD, Blu-ray, and on demand Tuesday.
There comes a time when you know you've got to make a change.
This is the new Domino's Pizza.
We improved everything. Sauce, cheese, crust, you name it. The deal is 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas for $5.99 each. If you don't like it, we'll give you your money back.
All of it. Not half of it. All of it.
Look at downtown Portland. City aglow at night as all roads tonight led to the Rose Garden, where over 20,000 showed up. And here's a look at the last 5 meetings between Cleveland and Portland. All Cleveland victories, but all games that were close down to the game's dying moments. All decided by 8 points or fewer.
Interestingly, and you wonder in an 82-game grind when you're just constantly preparing for the best athletes in the world. We asked Mike Brown about it. He goes, "We've beaten them 5 straight times." He had no idea.
Well, LeBron fresh off a 35-point game in Denver a couple of nights ago. 37 right now with 5:39 to go. LeBron double team. They take it out of his hands. He gets it back right here. Looking against Webster. James driving and is partially blocked. Out of bounds. It'll remain Cavalier basketball.
So Martell Webster, when he's denying James the basketball, he's always up the line. He's got a hand in the passing lane. He's making him tough catch it. And then on the catch, just making him work. Getting a little bit of assistance from his teammates. But what a job by that young man.
He's got Kobe on Friday night, and then he gets LeBron on Sunday night here. 3 on the shot clock. Varejao. Shaq battling for the rebound, and he's fouled underneath. At 7'1", 330 pounds, the big fella still a force underneath.
Yeah, I don't think his opponents are calling him Shaq-tastic.
That's the 5th foul against Juwan Howard, as he will come out of the game and Jeff Pendergraft will come in. Shaq, meanwhile, with his 5th double-double of the season.
A well-deserved round of applause for Juwan Howard.
Here's James on the wing. He's got a clear side to work with, and now Varejao looking for it. They load up on James. West. Nice feed inside to O'Neal, who's fouled by Miller. So good ball movement that time, Doris, and patience by the Cavaliers.
Yeah, they are going exclusively with LeBron on the left-hand side of the floor and reacting off which way the Blazers are coming. Are they coming with a double? Are they sending them to the middle where the help is? And LeBron will pick you apart as much with his passing ability as with his scoring ability.
Shaq at the free throw line with 10 points and 11 rebounds. But it begs the question now, Doris, and I'll ask you. Mike Brown now having to deal with what to do with Shaq in endgame situations like that. What's your take?
Well, remember, and we had this discussion about Dwight Howard. You couldn't go through him late. You'd go through them. He'd do Turkoglu when Turkoglu was still with Orlando because he's the better free throw shooter and a point forward type mentality. That's a big miss for them. You know, he goes 1 for 2, and then you got a 3-point lead. It'll be interesting to see. Does he elect to continue to do that?
Under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Roy off the feed from Miller. They double team Roy and take it out of his hands. 8 on the shot clock for Miller out top. And it's knocked away. Nice steal by Varejao. We mentioned that Anderson Varejao leads the NBA in plus-minus rating. And that play illustrates why. All the intangibles that he does. Williams for 3. And he finally makes one. After struggling on his previous 2 field goal attempts.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him a pure shooter. I mean, he's good from 3, don't get me wrong, but he can have stretches where he'll miss a few in a row.
Roy puts it up under duress. Aldridge fouled by Shaq.
On the season, Mo Williams 40% three-point shot. And it gives this team good balance and a quick pass. I mean, the double's coming to LeBron, and he doesn't even hesitate.
Mo made the All-Star team last year for the Eastern Conference. Marcus Aldridge going to the free throw line.
You'd say he's more scorer than shooter, Mo, yes?
Yes. And Williams, and a good scorer, too, at 17 a game coming in tonight. Aldridge missing the first of 2. He's an 80% free throw shooter as Jawad Williams comes in for Shaquille O'Neal. And the Cavaliers, as a result, with a decided smaller look up front. In the studio on Friday night, Avery Johnson pointed out that some people say that, hey, Cleveland doesn't have a true 4-man power forward. They do, number 23.
Yes. He could be 4. He could be true 5, true 3.
Here he is with the ball, working against Webster again. James with the step-back jumper. Halfway down and out. Varejao hustling and couldn't corral the rebound. On Howard to back in the ball game for Pendergraft. 6-point lead for Cleveland. The undermanned and oft-injured Blazers being held together with spit, tape, and glue, and right in the thick of this game. Out of bounds off of Roy.
I mean, again, the kind of stuff that only coaches can appreciate. Active hands, always looking to make plays. A nudge would be a good description if he's checking. I'm sure the fellas would have a different word for him when he's checking you on a box, but I'll call him a nudge.
Doris, Shaquille O'Neal got up to check into the ball game and goes back to the bench. Here's James. James working against Webster. This is where some people feel Cleveland get a little predictable as James held onto the ball, but Varejao gave them another possession with the offensive rebound.
Just constant movement, constant work. I mean, this is a guy really without an offensive arsenal, but impactful on the floor nonetheless.
James cross court to Jawad Williams from downtown, and he strokes it smoothly. And that gives the Cavaliers a 9-point lead with just under 3 minutes to go. McMillan calls timeout. A 9-0 Cleveland run. It's been a battle between a couple of dynamic and forceful superstars. Who will have the last say? We'll find out in just a moment.
At Quicken Loans, we're changing the way Americans get a home loan for the better.
We really listen to you, and that helps us recommend a home loan option that's perfect for your needs.
We'll close your loan at your own house if you want. You don't have to come to us. We'll come to you.
My cell phone's always on. If you need me, I'm here for you.
Every client,
Every time. No exceptions.
No excuses.
That's what we're all about.
And that's why I love
being a home loan expert.
At Pizza Hut, we've got a deal for you. Choose any pizza, any size, any crust, and any toppings, and pay just $10. You want a large meat lover's pizza? $10. Maybe you're more of a large pan supreme kind of person. $10. Thinking of a combination of your own? That's $10 too. That's any pizza, any size, any crust, and any toppings for just $10. All your favorites, now just $10. Only at Pizza Hut.
ESPN The Weekend presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Get up close and personal with the biggest sports stars and ESPN personalities. It's the ultimate sports fan getaway at Walt Disney World in Florida, February 25th through the 28th. Visit ESPNTheWeekend.com for details.
Tonight on SportsCenter, a desert shootout erupts into an instant playoff classic. A shocking end to the Patriots' super decade. Plus, Rock Chalk knocked off one, the loneliest number on campus. That's after the game.
Will Selva with your Taco Bell studio update. Lakers and Bucks. Shannon Brown. Half-court heave to end the third. Yeah, sure, why not? Kobe Bryant was 1 for 14 at the half. The Lakers trying to avoid their first 3-game losing streak since January of 2008. Now back to Doris and Mark.
Thanks very much. Been a long time since they've had more than a 2-game losing streak since they acquired Pau Gasol. Here, watch the defense we have seen late in this ball game by, yes, Mr. Webster, but his teammates. Every time he's gotten by, they come with a double. They're trying to keep him off balance, get it out of his hand. Good, strong deny on the perimeter, make him work on a catch. And look at this. Teammates are ever mindful. Do I need some help? Yes, on occasion. If I get him to stop, somebody else come over and give rotation. We just showed you, what, 4 clips? We had about 10. We just didn't have time to show you. Terrific job on him in the fourth period.
And the results actually show in the second half. He's just 2 of 6, LeBron is, from the field. But the 6 assists do count for something. Always the willing passer. Here's Brandon Roy up court for the Blazers out of the timeout. Under 3 minutes to go. The Blazers trying to snap a 5-game losing streak against the Cavaliers. Portland has lost 6 games at home so far this year. All of last year, they only lost 7.
Yeah. Still extraordinary numbers, I think, when you consider everything that they've endured and the amount of man games. What is it at? 180 games down for the Trailblazers.
Just under that number. Martell Webster forces a 3, a little bit long. West with the rebound. You know, this game was tied at 89 with 6:17 to go, and the Cavaliers sprinting out in front, courtesy of a 9-0 run.
Well, you made note of it. I mean, LeBron, 47% of all the baskets by the Cavs are impacted by him. Either he scores them or he passes.
LeBron knocks down a long-range jumper.
And so the other guys are doing a good job of playing off LeBron, getting to spots, getting to the free throw line.
Those 39 points are the most that he scored ever against Portland. Roy trying to counter, tipped up and in by LaMarcus Aldridge.
I think the Cavs are thinking offensive interference. That is a job I don't want. Official, please.
Under 2 minutes to go. James working against Webster, same spot where he scored from last time. Williams couldn't find the handle, and it's out of bounds.
You see how easy LeBron makes that distance a pass, though? The strength he has to make that.
You can see over guys pretty well, too, at 6'8".
Yeah.
1:36 to go in the ball game. Portland down by 9. They got to get busy here. Roy got his do-yourself get out. Roy with 34 in the game. Blazers need a stop. Miller comes with a soft double team. Williams almost lost the handle again and missed the jumper. Webster with the rebound. Brandon Roy looking for numbers. Webster on the drive. Aldridge turns it over. And a foul, and a smart one by Brandon Roy, because it was an easy bucket coming back the other way.
Tell you what, this guy, in addition to game, has got physical and mental toughness. It has been a pleasure to sit here and watch this guy tonight. Smarts, pulse, pace, game.
It is a virtual atrocity that he's lagging in all-star balloting right now.
Yeah, he's not lagging in coaches' minds.
Rod Williams at the foul line, meanwhile, for the Cavaliers. And the two stars of the game so far, LeBron James with 39 on 13 of 19. Roy, 34 with 14 of 22. Williams gives the Cavaliers a 102-94 lead. They're up 8 with just under 1 minute to go. This is the second game of a 5-game road trip for the Cavaliers. And in the big picture, Mike Brown telling us, Doris, before the game that this West Coast swing for them was important with the respect of trying to establish a little bit of chemistry for the Cavaliers.
Well, I think you can go back to the swing where they go Orlando, Miami, and they sweep. And it was at a moment where they had gotten out of the gate slowly. And everybody in that organization will tell you that was monumental. Because you had a lot of noise on the perimeter saying, oh, Shaq wasn't a good acquisition. They've got too many new pieces. The reality is you got to believe inside that locker room. Everybody's got to be on board, even in the face of negativity. And they had that at that moment. That was huge.
Mike Brown, the reigning coach of the year. His team won 66 games a season ago in the regular season, only to lose in the conference finals against the Orlando Magic. Something that still stings many of the people that were on that team and resonating all the way to the top of the front office. And Mike Brown actually came into this season thought of as one of the coaches to be on the hot seat.
I don't understand that. I really, it's hard for me to believe that. And if you're Portland right now, you got to be thinking incredibly efficient possessions, and then on a score you got to get up and the pressure and maybe try to make some things happen with double teams, quick steals, efficient offensive possessions right now.
Point deficit facing the Blazers. Cavaliers have outscored Portland 20-16 so far in this period. Andre Miller inbound. Roy and Bergeau aggressively showing. Howard steps back and found nothing but air.
Well, I think LeBron got a piece. How'd you like to have him charging at you trying to get a jump shot off?
The ubiquitous LeBron James seemingly everywhere on the basketball court.
Watch him close out and contest without fouling. Did he? No, it didn't look like the ball changed trajectory. The spin doesn't change.
It certainly was close, and enough to maybe make Juwan Howard think about the impending change.
Enough to maybe make you have bad dreams. Think about it.
Mo Williams at the foul line, one of the top free throw shooters in the NBA at 88%. Mo Williams with 15 in the game on 5 of 15 from the field. Cavaliers came into the night the second best team in the Eastern Conference, just percentage points behind the Boston Celtics, who won earlier today in Toronto. And the decade begins with a lot of burning, great questions and intrigue in the second half of the NBA season, and you can see some of those questions answered on NBA Friday night. It all starts with key NBA shoot-around Suns and Hawks, followed by the Magic and the Trailblazers, and the Suns dropping one surprisingly a couple of nights ago at home against the Miami Heat. Well, you talk about great point guards in this game, Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns.
Well, what a year he's having. I mean, his numbers MVP-like, despite the age. I'll tell you what, he and Juwan Howard giving us hope over here.
Well, if the Cavaliers hang on to win, they make it 6 straight wins against Portland. That's the longest current winning streak by a Blazer opponent. Don't forget SportsCenter coming up next. A busy day and night in the NBA. You'll get all the news, scores, and highlights on SportsCenter coming up next.
They try the quick hit backdoor lob. That's well covered.
Brandon Roy trying to raise up, and he does over West for three, and he comes up short. Rebounded by LeBron James, and a foul in the backcourt.
Well, they get stops when they need to. They do a terrific job of choking off what you're trying to do. You've got terrific individual defenders to me. You've got Varejao, West, and LeBron James. Three really good perimeter defenders. And Varejao can move his feet and guard on the perimeter if you need him to. We saw him make the strip out here.
Varejao was struggling a little bit earlier in the season. He got knocked in the mouth and had a couple of teeth shaken loose and got hit in the ribs. Started wearing one of those flak jacket McDavid type protectors. See his mouth guard in right now. Nobody said it was easy being LeBron's one of his bodyguards. Not that LeBron needs one, Doris.
Well, I figured it was because I figured it was reactionary. He was afraid that guys were going to react and start elbowing him in the gut, because he'll make you want to do that.
Dare I say that's the witness protection program?
Yes.
I had to. It was just hanging.
Nice, very nice.
Here's Blake, cross court to Miller. That one partially tipped by West, and this one is cooked, glazed, and ready to be sliced. LeBron James continuing his torrid offensive pace against the Portland Trailblazers in his 38th career 40-plus point game. He ends up with 41 tonight. 12th double-double of the season. And the Cleveland Cavaliers come into the Rose Garden and make it theirs one more time. Not a bad night either for Brandon Roy, who ended up with 34 points. But the Blazers fall to the Cavaliers. And the Cavaliers now 1 up and 1 down on their current 5-game West Coast road swing. LeBron started off with 20 in the first period and continued the roll from there. Here's Heather.
And the Cleveland Cavaliers win their 6th straight against Portland, but LeBron, they've all been close. Ultimately, what was the difference tonight in your mind?
I think the way we were in attack mode from the opening tip. When we're in attack mode, getting to the free throw line, getting paint points, we're a really tough team to beat.
You had 31 first half points, but in the second half, not as many looks. Was that by design or more of a byproduct of Portland's defense?
Well, I think for me, I just read the defense, and whatever they give me, I take the opportunity. I don't think I had many assists in the first half. They started to double me. My teammates knocked down shots. I'm never going to force anything, no matter how many points I may have, or, if I'm trying to, score 60 or anything like that. That doesn't matter to me. It's all about winning and making my teammates get better.
All right, we want to know a little bit about the fashion statement you chose to make tonight with 1 orange and 1 blue shoe.
It's a tribute to Mark Price, Brad Daugherty, Craig Elo, Larry Nance, and all the great Cavs players that wore this uniform back in the early 90s.
We liked it. Thanks, LeBron.
All right, thanks.
LeBron James with a sense of historical perspective as well. Some of the greats that have played for the Cavaliers through the years. And a 41-point performance for LeBron tonight as they continue their good ways against the Portland Trailblazers, finding the Northwest to their liking. Brandon Roy with pretty good numbers as well. He ended up with 34. The final score 106-94 for the Cavaliers. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports like Shaq. We're going to kiss you goodbye. For Doris Burke, Heather Cox, and our entire gang, I'm Mark Jones saying good night from the Rose Garden. Right now, here's SportsCenter.
This SportsCenter telecast is brought to you in high definition by Vizio.
Ball came out. Cardinals have it. Danby. He's going to score.